Thanks so much for joining us here this evening. Blue Devils start Lauren Ingram, Brianna Goss, Grace Penn, Taylor Williams, Mylan Godshaw as the libero, Carrie Keefe and Ngazi Elo, Sammy Francis, Elia Rubin, Lizzie Andrew, Elena Ogilive, Jordan Harvey, Anna Pringle, and Cammy Miner for Stanford. And off we go from Durham. Opening attack for the Cardinal, and a kill right off the bat for Jordan Harvey, the sophomore opposite, 6'1", with her 231st kill of the year. A Stanford team that's averaging just over 14 kills per set. And Ogilive now ready to serve. The preseason All-ACC selection has the honor for Stanford. Float serve. Penn sets it up this way for Carrie Keefe. Hits the net and deposits it home for a kill. Taylor Williams, one of the talented rookies on this Duke team, is in to serve as Rachel Richardson checks in, the senior from Ellicott City, Maryland. 180 kills for Richardson this year. Williams has the honor. Served in. Pringle plays it. Finessed over. Blue Devils in system here. They set Richardson on the outside. Denied by the Cardinal. Harvey gets that first touch for Stanford. And the Cardinal out to an early lead. Sends Harvey back to serve. Harvey, the sophomore from Salt Lake City, having a nice season so far. Already one kill tonight. Harvey with 230 kills and serves it long there. She's been serving very tough, has Harvey, this year. 36 aces, which leads the team, but also leads the team with 67 errors. That was the first service error of the night. And see if Duke can capitalize with Mylan Godshaw, the rookie, who has at times this year struggled a bit with the serve. Line drive short, skims the net and drops over. Godshaw serving it tough there, just does get it over, and it gives Duke the 1-point lead. For the Blue Devils, that is their 134th ace of the season. And compare that to the 231 errors. And it's just been the service errors at inopportune times for Duke this year. Head coach Jolene Nagel, as Ruben powers one home, her team leading 325th kill. Head coach Jolene Nagel for Duke was saying prior to the match this week that the service errors come at really bad times for Duke, including at Notre Dame, a match that the Blue Devils lost last weekend 3-1. They were leading in that first set 23-21, and then a ill-timed service error as the Blue Devils over the net there. Ill-timed service error allowed Notre Dame to get back into that set and allow the Irish to go on to win that set and then win the match. Obviously don't know how it's going to shake out. 4-3, Cardinal by 1. Served in, Penn at the net. Oh, nothing the Blue Devils could do there. Miner with the easy play right at the net. Miner, the senior from Redondo Beach, California, the setter, two-time Pac-12 setter of the year. Pac-12 freshman of the year as well. Preseason All-ACC gives the Cardinal a 2-point lead. Penn over to set it. Here's Carrie Keefe. Goes to the back row. Miner sets it again this way. Blocked out. And Stanford leads by 3. Godshaw down to get that one. It'll be an ace for the Cardinal. Rubin, the junior from Santa Monica. Her 26th ace. She recorded her 1,000th career kill last month, the 23rd player in Cardinal history to receive that honor. Preseason All Pac-12 last year, but didn't see a lot of action for Stanford. Nearly another ace. Here's Carrie Keefe to play one. Dug out nicely by Stanford. Here's an attack by Kurt, and that's a kill. Ipar Kurt out of Istanbul, Turkey, ACC Freshman of the Week earlier this year, gives the Cardinal an 8-3 lead and prompts Duke to call timeout. Stanford off to the big lead here in the opening set. Back with more from Cameron in a moment.
At Stanford.
8-3 Stanford with the lead in the opening set. Cardinal hitting .833 here in this opening set in the first 11 points. Stanford 5 kills on 6 attacks, 4 assists, an ace, 2 digs. Duke, meanwhile, hitting zeros, 1 kill, 1 error. And it'll be Stanford to continue with the serve. Rubin again with the honor. Penn sets it for Carrie Keefe for the double block and scores. Carrie Keefe with her second kill and has the honor to serve. Keefe has been the go-to player for Duke this year. Leads the team now with 369 kills, averaging over 3.6 kills per set. The lefty swings it to the back row. Miner sets it up in the back row in attack and down. Kurt with the kill. And it is Taylor Bevan to serve, the senior out of St. Louis. 13 matches a year ago. She's played in 51 sets this year for Stanford. Bevan targets Godshaw. It caroms to Keefe. Now Richardson swings and denied at the net again by the Cardinal. It's Miner right there to put it home, along with Lizzie Andrew, the Washington native. So the rookie and the vet. Miner the senior and Andrew the rookie. 10-4 Stanford opening set. The number 7 team in the country playing like it here early. There's a service error. Taylor Williams returning to the Duke lineup for the serve. One of the few things Stanford has done wrong here in this opening set. And that is long. Tried to go cross court there. And the Blue Devils get a point to put it within 4 as Richardson continues to serve. Richardson, 82 sets played this year. We've documented, if you've been with us this season on some of these broadcasts, how Richardson really had to fight her way back through some preseason injuries. Had both of her hips repaired in the offseason and missed a lot of spring as that one is out. Did not rejoin the team until the latter part of the non-conference and has really been one of those vocal team leaders for Duke this year. Part of the leadership council that Jolie Nagel has instituted. Blue Devils trying to snap their 4-match losing streak. Their last win was their last home match against Clemson back on November the 3rd. Godshaw on the serve, receive Penn, back set for Ngazi Elo. And that one out. Stanford 6-0 all-time against the Blue Devils. They swept, the Cardinal did, their most recent meeting against Duke back in August of 2019, a neutral floor match down in Charleston, South Carolina. First time the Cardinal have been to Durham since 2015. Miner sets it in the middle, and not much the Blue Devils can do there as Lizzie Andrew, the talented rookie, with another kill. And Stanford starting to pull away a little bit. Penn, here's Williams. Slides over, set by Miner, back set, reverses the flow, and Harvey puts it down. Jordan Harvey, the sophomore, comes from an athletic family. Her dad, Anthony, played basketball at Utah. Her cousin is Aaron Gordon, of course, won the 2023 NBA championship with the Denver Nuggets. Serve for Kurt, Penn at the net, punches it over, but punches it out. And Stanford with a 7-point lead. Kurt continues with the serve. 3-time Turkish champion. Redshirted last year on the farm. Penn in the middle for Brianna Goss, the talented rookie. It was blocked. A chance for Taylor Williams now. Finesses one. Pinballs around. Cardinal out of system. Oglav gets it over. Keefe. Penn this way for Williams. Yes, for the Blue Devils. Taylor Williams with her first kill. Williams, the rookie out of Mountain View, California. Coach Nagel has praised this freshman class, talking about how great they've been, how they've just been sponges absorbing all that the coaching staff has tried to teach. This is a fairly young Duke team as it's dunked down and results in a point for the Blue Devils. Duke trying to make a little bit of a charge here. Grace Penn, the graduate student, the Boston College transfer, leads the team with over 8 assists per set, floats the serve up. Minor reverses the flow and an easy put away for Harvey. Powerful swing from the rookie. Maybe here the Blue Devils trying to encourage one another for the side out here, trying to get some momentum back. Ogly, the preseason All-ACC pick, serves, and an ace. The second of this opening set for Stanford. Served into the back row and Elo. Penn, now Williams, and a point. Duke down 6. And Gazi Elo began her career at Duke as a middle, then transitioned to a pin, kind of because of a need there for Duke early in the season. Duke's had to move her back to the middle here because of some of the injuries, including to Riley Cato, who is, according to Coach Nagel, available to play some this weekend. Not totally sure if we will see her or not. Another service error for Duke. Their first of the match. Nikki Underwood is in for the first time. The junior from Manhattan Beach, California. Stanford by 7. Stanford by 6, a service error, the third for the Cardinal. Stanford's been good about not committing a lot of service errors this year, relatively speaking. That's their 290th on the season. Mylan Godshaw to serve now for Duke. And into the net here, I believe. Yeah, Stanford into the net there. Blue Devils get the point on the air. So Stanford's hitting percentage now down to .692 after a plus 800 hitting percentage. Godshaw serves again, and a service error right into the net. Those are those inopportune service errors for Duke. Duke had a little bit of momentum there, and Godshaw, unfortunately, just short-armed it into the net. Penn, a powerful swing from Elo. Ngazi Elo for Duke, her first kill of the match, her 136th of the year. All of a sudden, Duke's down 5, trying to claw back in it. Carrie Keefe has the honors now for the Blue Devils. Minor, back set, and an easy put away for Francis. Sammy Francis, another preseason All-ACC pick. She's 13th nationally, hitting .414 coming into the match. She's also 9th nationally, averaging almost 1.5 blocks per set. Has been tremendous in so many facets. Bevan to serve now. Stanford up by 6. Penn for Elo, punches one to the back row. And that one somehow over by Kurt. Here's Richardson, that's out. Was not tipped. Stanford by 7. Cardinal closing in on a first set victory. When does Duke think about using that second timeout? Blue Devils used a timeout when they were down 8-3 early in this set. Coach Nagel trying to slow her team down. Coach Hambley watching calmly from the Stanford side. Elo had it blocked. Kurt again. Her first block. And the Blue Devils do, in fact, use the timeout. 21-9 Stanford, opening set. We'll have more from Cameron in just a moment.
Hey, Duke fans, Duke Volleyball. Follow Duke Volleyball on Instagram. That's and Facebook at WVB. That's at WVB. Fans, you want to hear your favorite song played? Scan QR code on board and submit the song you want to hear played. The first one out.
21-13, Cardinal with the lead. Opening stanza from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Stanford in the midst of a 3-0 spurt, trying to close down this opening set. Serve continues here for the Cardinals in Bevan. Penn sets it in the middle for Elo, and that on the back row was tipped. Blue Devils break the service and get the point back. Sammy Francis back in, a couple of subs for Duke as well, as Taylor Williams is in, and back to serve is Richardson. And a service error again. Not the time you want to have a service error if you're the Blue Devils. Blue Devils were down by a 21-14 margin, trying to claw back in it. And unfortunately for Duke, another service error. Stanford's taking an 8-point lead. Duke out of timeouts. Stanford 3 points away from an opening set victory. Biner serves it in for Gottschall, and another ace. Stanford hoping this is the penultimate point of this opening set. Served into Williams. Penn reverses it for Elo. Nice play by Rubin to keep it alive. Miner setting it up for Kurt. Short armed that one. They battle at the net, kept alive. Flipped over by Harvey. Gottschall dives to keep it going. Now Williams attack off a tip. Oglive keeps it going. Miner middle set, punched over, and a point for Stanford. Set point for the Cardinal. I believe it was Andrew there in the middle. Perhaps could have been Kurt. Either way, Stanford. It was Andrew, by the way. Stanford with set point here. Several set points for the Cardinal. Miner serves again. Gottschall, tough serve receive. Opening pass, a tough one. Williams plays it over. Miner sets this way. It's Kurt. Penn, another chance for Elo in the middle. And Stanford claims the opening set. 25-14. Second set from Cameron coming up in a moment. Stanford claims the first set, 25-14. Cardinal closed the opening set on a 4-0 spurt. They hit 526 in the opening stanza compared to an 091 hit percentage for the Blue Devils. And Stanford who has the honor in this second set. Olive serves it over. Penn sets it up for Williams. Goes short. Nice play by Miner on the attack. Rubin could not terminate. Williams sends it over again. Oglive there. Miner in the middle. Sets it back, side, and down for Rubin. Served over. Now Penn behind her for Elo. And scores. Ngazi Elo. Elo now serves for the Blue Devils. And a big swing, and Harvey gets another kill. Harvey with her fifth kill of the night, hitting .833. Couple of digs for Harvey, too, who serves it in. Now Penn for Williams, pushes one over. Oglive there. Miner behind her, and that one is long for Francis. Was it tipped, though? It was not. Duke gets the point. Grace Penn to serve now. Penn, as we mentioned, the Boston College transfer, enrolled in the Fuqua School of Business here at Duke. Played in all 32 matches for Boston College last year, transferred to Durham. Having a great season for Jolie Nagel's Duke team. That one served over. Blue Devils back in system. Penn sets in the middle and blocked out. Duke has taken the lead here in the second set. Penn to serve again. Off the tip, Gottschall sets up Penn. This way for Williams. Oglide there at play at Minor. Reverses the flow. Good dig there by Lauren Ingram, who started the second set. To the back row and in for Taylor Williams. Blue Devils have scored 3 straight. They've taken a 2-point lead. Penn has found a rhythm at the service line. Back row attack just flips over. Williams, another try, and blocked out. 4 in a row for Duke. A 5-2 Duke lead. And Kevin Hambley, the 8th-year head coach of Stanford, gonna let this team play through it here. Penn serves it in. And scramble mode now for Stanford on a really good serve. Penn trying to help the Blue Devils terminate. Williams off a tip, and another one. 5 in a row for the Blue Devils. Grace Penn picking it up for Duke. 10 assists already for Penn. Serving very tough. Minor flipped over. Pinballed around. Gottschall gets it over as Francis nearly terminated. They'll try this time with Kurt, and that breaks the 5-0 spurt. Stanford back on the board. Ipar Kurt, the redshirt freshman from Istanbul. What a challenging schedule that Stanford has played this year. They've played 12 matches against teams ranked in the AVCA top 25. Penn flips it over. Minor. Oh, and what a swing by Francis. Not much Penn could do there. Francis with her second kill. Francis, right-handed serve, in for Ingram. Now Williams to the back row. Good slide play there by Rubin to keep it going. Good serve and a better kill for Kurt. Minor with that great set. She leads the team 13th nationally at over 10.8 assists per set. 901 assists coming into play tonight. Stanford to within 1. Cardinal has scored the last 3. Penn in the middle and pushed home by Goss. Brianna Goss, the 2-time ACC Rookie of the Week. Coach Nagel said really wanted her to become more vocal for the setters. Perhaps did that there. It gives Duke a 2-point lead. Seesaw second set. Nearly a double hit there. Penn this way for Ingram. Off the block. Is it in? Oh, what a play by Stanford. Can the Cardinal get it over? They can. And a score point. Unbelievable. Cardinal to within 1. Nikki Underwood is back in. And it's Bevan to serve. Bevan, the senior, into the net, an error. That is the 4th service error for Stanford tonight. I'll go back in. It's Gottschall who will serve for Duke. Gottschall. Good serve. Kurt the serve receive, and now hits that one way too long. Blue Devils have done a much better job making that first contact more difficult for Stanford in this second set. Cardinal ran away with the opening set, 25-14. They hit 526, but it's been Duke who's had the better hitting percentage and an ace for Gottschall. The Blue Devils are hitting 583 this set compared to a 375 hitting percentage for Stanford. The Cardinal, one of the best teams in terms of hitting percentages nationally. third nationally. Stanford is with a .320 hitting percentage as play begins tonight. Godshaw grazes the net, and it's dunked down by Duke. And the Blue Devils add to the lead, up 11-6. And Stanford has called for time. Duke out to an 11-6 lead in the second set. Back to Cameron Indoor Stadium with more after this timeout. Duke scored the last three. Blue Devils, actually the last four, I should say. Duke leads 11-6. Mylan Godshaw continues with the serve. Serves it in. Minor, cross court. Godshaw scrambles over to play it. Penn sets it up in the middle. Denied. Out. Last touch by Stanford. Duke leads by 6. Godshaw to serve. In the middle, blocked by Duke. Oh, what a recovery by Ingram to keep it alive. Here's Kerry Keefe. Goes short. Oglive. Now back this way. It's out. As Stanford swung down the near line. Couldn't keep it in. And Duke has built a 13-6 lead. A 5-0 spurt for Duke. Godshaw serves. That's in. Big swing in the middle by Harvey. Minor serving. Minor, who has been so good for Stanford, not just tonight, but all season long, serves it into Godshaw. Pin for Keefe. Minor there. Oglive. And in. Floated home to the back row by Kurt. And Stanford now with back-to-back points to cut into this Duke lead. Stanford trailed. And now trying to cut back in it. At the net, dunked over, and an easy play for Kurt. Just too good of a ball to pass up there by Kurt. Not great contact by Duke. 13-9, the Cardinal with the lead. Or the Cardinal trail, should say. Minor serves again. Served in for Underwood. Penn slides over. Oglive keeps it alive. Here's Kurt on the attack. Tipped. And just like that, Stanford to within 3. Nearly an ace. Godshaw, a tough ball to handle. Keefe has to get it over. Now Stanford can run their offense. It's Kurt again. Ipar Kurt has found a roll. That's 5 in a row for the Cardinal. And Kurt with her match best 9th kill. Stanford to within 2. And Pringle can draw Stanford even closer. Elo, now for Underwood, free balls it over. Pringle in the middle. Ipar Kurt again had it blocked. Stanford trying to recover, and Rubin can't get there in time. 14-11 now, Duke by 3 as Kerry Keefe serves. Quiet night for Keefe, 2 kills, 3 digs, 7 attempts. She's hitting .286 on the match. Pringle sets behind her. Kurt finds a seam in the defense. She's into double figures, her 10th kill. And Stanford back to within 2. Looks like Sydney Tomlak will check in for Mylan Godshaw here. So after Godshaw's great run at the service line, Blue Devils maybe trying to get a little bit of a different look in there from a libero standpoint. They target Tomlak. Keefe flips it over. Harvey to the back row, and Stanford to within 1. Godshaw spending some time on the Duke bench next to Jolene Nagel. Now that's where Stanford has been targeting their serves primarily, is at Godshaw. And it's been a tough first contact for Duke, has allowed Stanford to get back in it. Cardinals have scored 6 of the last 7 points. Trying to tie it up here. Duke looking to add to the 1-point lead. Oglive on the back row, plays it ahead for Minor, sets it up off the tip, and the Blue Devils get the point. Stanford into the net there, and Duke does take a 2-point lead. Pringle back in for Stanford. Lauren Ingram, the sophomore, to serve. Minor, and too long there for Harvey. The wing cross court. Another error. Stanford with their 4th error this set. And that's blocked by the Cardinal. Good job there in the middle. Once again, it was Andrew involved in the fray. Oglive to serve. Pin for Williams off the tip. It was out, but it was, no, they'd say it was not tipped. I thought it was certainly tipped by Cardinal. It was not. Stanford gets the point. They're 2 within 1. Elo plays it over. Minor now punched over in the middle by Francis, who picks up another kill. Francis with her 3rd. Stanford's tied it up at 16. Cardinal have been on a huge roll as of late to get back in it. They trail by 7 here in the 2nd set. Has now tied it up. Elo trying to give Duke the lead again, and does. Ngazi Elo with her 6th kill tonight. That ties her for the team lead. And now Elo has the service. Dunked over. Oh, what a good ball back, but it's too long. And Duke by 2. Elo, flat-footed serve. Minor, now this way, and Harvey redeems herself. After hitting that one long a moment ago, she pulls Stanford to within 1. Williams, Harvey slides over, tipped over. Pin for Williams again, off the tip, and Duke by 2. Taylor Bevan is in. Grace Penn to serve. Serves it in for Pringle. Minor sets. Here's the swing and a tip, and right to Rubin for the kill. Cardinal down 1. Kurt right back in to play the front row. Rubin to serve. Scrims the net. Penn rolls over. Now Williams had it tipped. A great chance for Stanford. Francis couldn't terminate. And, Minor rolls over to keep it alive. Kurt looking to find a seam of the defense. Can't. Here's Carrie Keefe with the left hand. Oglive for Kurt. Tip twice. And down. Stanford's tied it. (19-19). Stanford 1 timeout left. Duke has 2 here in this second stanza. Cardinal leading 1-0. Williams down the line and reclaims the lead for Duke. The rookie getting it done for the Blue Devils. Williams trying to add to the lead for Duke. Might have been heading out. Instead played off the net nicely by Minor and tipped by Duke. Stanford ties it up. So the Cardinal finding a way to stay with the Blue Devils here. Lizzie Andrews back in for Stanford. A couple crucial points coming up here, as you know. First to 25, win by 2. Pin. Back set for Keefe. Tried to reverse the flow. Stanford was there on the block. Ingram. Had it blocked. Out. Duke by 1. Boy, that was barely out. Stanford does not challenge. Mylan Godshaw back in. She will serve. You remember Duke got on a nice roll with Godshaw this set. Godshaw serves 6 straight points from the service line. Tipped again. Scramble mode for Duke. They're out of system. Minor dumps it over, and Stanford ties it again. Headsy play by the senior, Cammie Minor, preseason All-ACC, 2-time Pac-12 setter of the year. Also member of the Pac-12 All-Freshman team, knotted at 21. Minor serves it in for Tomlak. Pin for Keefe. Kind of a tough set. Duke recovers. They'll try the other side. Ingram down the line, and Duke by 1. Millie Murr in for Duke, giving Grace Penn a respite. Murr, the redshirt sophomore, playing in just her 30th set of the season. Minor tipped over and down for Harvey. Kurt to serve. Trying to give Stanford the lead. Served in for Tomlak. Tough ball to handle. Duke's got to flip it over here. They do with Ingram. Minor sets behind her and down for Harvey. Cardinal by 1. And Duke will call the timeout. 23-22, Stanford by 1 when you come back to Durham. Stanford serving with Ipar Kurt, 23-22, Cardinal by 1. Crucial point here after the Duke timeout. Served in, Underwood bumps it over. At the net, Minor tipped over. Oh, the Blue Devils keep it alive. Minor again, this way, and tipped. It's set point for Stanford. A scrappy second set. And the Cardinal a point away as Duke calls their final timeout. 24-22, Stanford by 2, looking to win the second set when we come back. (24-22), Cardinal by 2, trying to close out the second set. Stanford hitting .459 for the match, Duke hitting .268. Although a much better hitting percentage for Duke here in the second stanza at .382 compared to an .091 percentage in the first set. Ipar Kurt serving for the set. And a service error. It remains set point for Stanford though, as you know, first to 25. Win by 2. Ingram will serve. Millie Murr is in for Grace Penn. Nikki Underwood is out as well for Duke. Ingram serves. Served in. Minor. And down. Good dig as Harvey could not terminate. Here's Williams finessing one. Stanford in scramble mode. Harvey again, and Stanford claims the second set. Harvey puts the team on her back for a large portion of that second stanza. She has 11 kills through 2 sets, and the Cardinal lead 2-0. Third set coming up in 5 minutes on ACC Network Extra. To the third set here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Stanford in front 2-0. It'll be Grace Penn who has the honor to get us going here in set 3. Served in, and an easy dunk down, nothing that Penn could do there as Lizzie Andrew, the rookie, gets the Cardinal off and running here in set number 3. Oglive ready to serve. Stanford had to claw their way back in that second set. They were down by 7 points early on, and then fought their way back, found a way to beat the Blue Devils by a couple of points. Tomlak up to play that one. Penn sets it for Goss, and that's in. Brianna Goss gets the point to tie it up. Gottschall comes in now for Tomlak. Blue Devils trying to almost a little offense for defense in terms of the service receive here. As Minor sets it in the middle and in. Gottschall let it go, thought that was clearly going out, but the official said nope, it's in. And a 2-1 lead as Tomlak right back in. You can see every time the Blue Devils are on serve receive, they bring Tomlak in, knowing Stanford probably going to target that position. Gottschall has struggled with first contact, and there again they target the libero, and an easy play in the middle for Rubin. 3-1 Cardinal. This is a must-win set here, obviously, for the Blue Devils, down 2-0. Or 2-0, I should say. Served into Underwood. Penn sets it up for Ingram. That was tipped. Pringle recovers. At the net, punched over, and Goss gets the kill. 5th of the night for Brianna Goss. Taylor Williams leading Duke with 9. Harvey and Kurt, the 2 leaders for Stanford, they each have a dozen kills tonight for a Cardinal team, hitting .485 for the match. Mylan Gottschall has the service honors now for Duke. Gottschall serves to the back row. Tough ball to handle for Pringle. Off the tip, Stanford scores. Rubin, her 6th kill. And even when Stanford appears out of system, the Cardinals so good at recovering and finding a way to get a point. 4-2, Stanford leading. Serve for Rubin. Penn slides over. Cross courts it for Ingram, blocked. Duke recovers. Ingram tries again with the right hand. Kurt plays it. And off the block. It's set for Kurt. Good dig by Penn, but the Blue Devils couldn't finish it. And a 3-point lead for Stanford early. Stanford a commanding win in set one, 25-14. Had to scrap and claw for a second set win. And now leading by 4 after the ace. It's all going right for Rubin tonight. Elia Rubin, who recorded her 1,000th kill earlier this year. Pac-12 all-freshman team a couple of seasons ago. Cardinal have scored the last 3. They target Godshaw. Elo off a tip. Minor this way for Kurt. Tried to finesse that. They'll try again. Kurt had it blocked. And were the Cardinal into the net? They were. It's Kurt, I think, who infringed on the net. Duke to within 3. Some subs for Duke is Nikki Quinn, the redshirt freshman setter, is in for the first time. And Riley Cato makes her debut tonight. Cato, who we heard from Coach Nagel prior to the match this week that she was going to be able to give Duke something, but has been nagged by some chronic injuries this year. Has not been able to play a whole lot in the second half of the season, but she's in here. And Ngazi Elo off the serve, receive a powerful swing. Blue Devils down 2. Nikki Quinn's played in 42 sets this year. Duke, for a large portion of this season, was running a 2-setter system, but has settled on that 1-setter look with, for the most part, Penn. Stanford on the board again. 7-4, Cardinal by 3. More subs for Stanford as Bevan is in. Also returning is Andrew. And it'll be Bevan who has the serving honors. Cardinal will continue this road trip. On Sunday, they'll play down the road in Chapel Hill, taking on North Carolina. Tar Heels have had a nice season. Elo flips one over. Back row attack, and out. And will Stanford challenge? They will. So the Cardinal thinking that one was probably in, so we'll get a look at it. And we'll see what the verdict is. So Stanford going to the review, thinking that one was in. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. Stanford challenging. Looks like we're going to get the verdict here in a moment. Number was called out on the floor, and it is called in. Call is overturned. A point for Stanford. Now an 8-4 Cardinal advantage. Good use of the challenge there by Stanford. Serve continues for Bevan. Served and an ace. Bevan doing a little bit of everything for Stanford tonight. It's their 5th ace this evening. Bevan 10 digs, 4 assists, and now an ace. 3-0 run for Stanford. That one served out. So I guess an ace deserves an error at some point. Breaks the scoring run, gets it back to the Blue Devils, who trail 9-5. Lauren Ingram serves. Just over the top of the net. Minor this way, blocked and punched back. Ingram recovers. Godshaw flips it over. It's in. Stanford in system. This way for Kurt. Finesses one down. Great pancake by Quinn. Godshaw now getting it over. Dumped over by Miner. It hits the net. Ingram free balls it across the net. And off the tip. Again, Andrew could not terminate. Duke will try with Williams. Tipped again. Stanford recovers. Here's Kurt at the net. Punches it over. And Duke gets the point. A lengthy rally belonging to the Blue Devils. Duke scored the last two. And now they trail by 3. Must-win set for Duke. Kurt gets it over. Quinn for Cadle. And tipped by Godshaw. Another kill for Stanford. We haven't seen a whole lot of Carrie Keefe tonight for Duke. Keefe having kind of a tough go of it. 11 attempts, 2 kills, hitting just 182, 5 digs. She has not played a whole lot in the second set or here in the third set, with Stanford now leading by 4. Although nice to see Riley Cadle out there for Duke. Blue Devils have also gone to Nikki Quinn here in this third set too. Quinn at the net, trying to dunk it over, but it was an easy play for Andrew right there at the net. And you wonder when the Blue Devils might think about using that timeout, trailing 11-6, third set. And the serve continues here for Miner. Served in for Godshaw. Quinn. Now Elo had it tipped. Oglive sets it up. And Godshaw again, a tough ball to handle. And Stanford a 6-point lead. Jolie Nagel looking down the bench, thought ready to make a serve, a sub, did not. But the service continues for Miner, the 7th-ranked Cardinal, trying to put away the Blue Devils in 3 sets. Godshaw the serve receive. Cato with a kill. Her first of the night. 138th of the year. Cato came in hitting .363 on the year. She committed just 35 errors all season long. And that's what the Blue Devils were missing. Cato, who was so good in the middle for Duke early in the season, really starting to find her footing before the injury, and then a service error at another inopportune time for the Blue Devils. Ipar Kurt has the serve. She's had a heck of a match tonight. Quinn for Williams. And another point for the rookie, Taylor Williams. 10th kill for Williams. She's the first Blue Devil into double figures. And it's Grace Penn who's in to serve. Quinn gave the Blue Devils some good points there at the service line. Can the Blue Devils find a little bit of a roll here? Penn serves it in. Oh, miscommunication, perhaps. Harvey scrambles to get it over. Oh, it's blocked at the net by Rubin. Blue Devils thought they had an easy play. Stanford almost lulling the Blue Devils to sleep a little bit there. And it's Rubin with the put away. And a 14-8 Cardinal advantage. And a service error for Oglov. Williams serves. Serves it in. Miner sets it in the middle. Francis unable to score initially, but then puts it down. Points for the Blue Devils, and that takes us to a point for the Cardinal, I should say, takes us to a timeout. Stanford 15, Duke 8. Third set from Cameron continues in a moment. 15-9, Stanford leading here in the third set. Cardinal continue with the serve. And Carrie Keefe gets it over and scores. Mylan Godshaw now to serve for the Blue Devils. trailing by 5. Godshaw serves it in. And dunked over there by Ingram. Stanford recovers. Rubin to the back row. Underwood slides up to play. Now Ingram attacks. Oglive over to play this one. Miner dumps it over and scores. Miner with her 3rd kill. She's got 34 assists tonight and 4 digs. Stanford leading by 6 and now 9 points away from a sweep. It'll be the 5th consecutive sweep for Stanford if they can polish off this 3rd set victory. Penn. Keefe just has to palm that one over. Miner touched over by Francis. Underwood back to keep it alive. Now Ingram to the back row. Set up for Kurt. There's Penn. Godshaw now for Carrie Keefe. At the net, Miner there to block it. And it's a point for Stanford. Blue Devils into the net. Rubin to serve. Last time Stanford lost a set was November the 3rd at Florida State. They won that match 3-1. Oglive now for Kurt to the back row. Underwood plays it. Here's Keefe with the left hand, and that is out. 8-point lead for Stanford. Duke's got 2 timeouts. They think about using one here. And Duke wanted a timeout. They wouldn't give it to Coach Nagel. A little bit too tardy there as the server, Rubin, already had possession of the ball. Ingram trying to terminate, cannot. Stanford looking to go up by 9. Kurt off a tip. Penn, Elo in the middle. Again, they target Kurt. Again, unable to terminate. Here's Carrie Keefe cross court. Is this going to work out? No. Good dig there by Stanford to keep it alive. Elo in the middle to the back row, over to play at Rubin. Here's a chance for Kurt again to terminate. Goes to the back row. Godshaw has it. Ahead for Keefe. Now finesse play. Oglive is there. Punched over by Stanford. Nice long rally. Keefe again. Had it blocked. Godshaw got it. Now Elo. Here's Ingram to the back row. Easy play for Stanford. Off the dig. Underwood to the antenna. Couldn't keep it in. Stanford by 9. 4-0 run for the Cardinal. And a timeout call by Duke. Stanford closing in on a 3rd set victory. 19-10 Cardinal when you come back to Durham. (19-10), Stanford leading in the 3rd set. Duke calling their first time out. Blue Devils had some terrific opportunities in the 2nd set. They actually built a 7-point lead in set number 2, but Stanford battled their way back, closed it out, and the Cardinal now just a handful of points away from a sweep of Duke. Served in for Tom Lack, nearly an ace. Now Carrie Keefe attacks off the tip and out of the timeout. Duke down 8. Nikki Quinn is in to serve for Duke. Quinn has given the Blue Devils some quality points here tonight. Serves it into the net. And Stanford 5 points away. Stanford, as mentioned, goes to North Carolina on Sunday. They continue their East Coast trip, going to Georgia Tech on Wednesday for wrapping up the regular season next weekend at home against Louisville, playing the Cardinals. The battle of the Cardinal versus the Cardinals. The color against the bird, and nothing that Ingram could do there. 21-11. Oh, Stanford here in this third set. Stanford here in the stanza hitting .429 compared to a .167 hitting percentage for Duke. Serve to Godshaw. Quinn for Lauren Ingram. And that's out. 22-11. Stanford by 11. And Bevan trying to just continue to get a little closer to close this one out. Duke calls their final timeout. We'll take the timeout too back in 90 seconds. Stanford looks for a sweep of the Blue Devils when you return. (22-11), Stanford leading, trying to close out this third set. Serve continues for Bevan. Quinn for Ingram. Bevan helped play it and then punched over by Kurt. (23-11). Here's Cato to the back row, unable to strike Bevan. Now it's Rubin who pushes it over. Another chance for Cato. Again, it's kept alive by Stanford. Off the swing, Minor had it tipped. Quinn in the middle for Elo, dug out nicely by the Cardinal. Minor for Kurt, and it's a point. Kurt having a monster game. That was her 18th kill. Now match point for Stanford. Quinn for Ingram. Kurt terminates the match with a Cardinal. 19 kills for Kurt. It's a 6th straight win for Stanford, and it is their 5th consecutive sweep. Cardinal winning over the Blue Devils, 25-11 for our entire team. Chris Edwards saying good night from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Stanford wins it in 3 sets.